Hey, all you watermelon and strawberry heads. I'm Dale Rodman Jr. the third, and that commercial made me believe I might turn into a fruit one day. Welcome to Misano, and welcome back to Slow to Pro, the YouTube series where I go from slow to struggling over the course of several months now, with no light at the end of this struggle tunnel. I have two races for you today. Both were from the GT3 Sprint series on low fuel Motorsport, which, if you're unaware, is basically iRacing for free on Assetto Corsa Competizione. I gotta say it that way every time. We're starting from the back, and we're gonna try to be aggressive right off the bat, same way I deal with all of your mothers. I love them all the same. I try to treat them all the same, but as we get the green flag, this one is for you, Shania. So we're starting off in P19 with a green BMW beside us. Apparently the left lane moving a little faster, so he blitzes right by into turn one, and I decide to start making my way to that side of the track. And it's a good thing, because lap one shenanigans are unfolding on the right side of the track there. And let's just look at these animals. So that's 3 free positions plus 1 from someone who forgot to hit drive and decided to quit. And that's got us up to P15 as we close the gap back up here on the opening lap to this Bentley and the cars in front of him. And as we come through turn 6 into the straight, the Bentley has a much better run than the BMW that they're following. And they make their intentions to pass super clear, get to the inside of the track, and then through the turn the BMW runs it way wide, ends up going off circuit, and it's another easy position for Gertrude and I. So lap 1 ended without really any further excitement, so we can go ahead and skip to lap 2 when the Audi and Bentley in front of me ended up side by side here on the exit of turn 6, which really killed the exit speed of the Audi. So you're gonna see we're gonna close this gap down this straight really quickly. And then I give him a little mirror check here. I had no intentions of actually passing until right here when I see, oh, he's giving it to me. I'll take it. So I don't know if the mirror check fooled him and he thought I was dive bombing, in which case, awesome, that's what I was hoping, or if he just moved aside. In either case, we're now up 6 positions into P13, and it's gonna stay that way until we skip to lap number 5, where we've caught up to a white Porsche, and we're getting ready to make our move. So I watched the replay back from the Porsche's perspective, and what happens is that the Porsche just doesn't run his gears all the way out, and he goes all the way into 6th gear, which I'm not sure you need to do in the Porsche on this track. But yeah, those couple mistakes are what slowed him down enough for us to make a pass and have it stick. So let's go ahead and skip ahead now, not even a full lap, to when that Porsche tries to make a move that isn't there, and I didn't even realize he was coming until it was too late. And so now we're back down to P13. Honestly, no harm, no foul. It's racing, and for lack of a better word, shit happens. If I were a better driver, I would have seen that coming and avoided and still maintained my position. And if he were a better driver, he would have been able to keep his nose out of my butthole. So after the spin, this Ferrari that you see in my mirror basically has his hooks sunk into the spoiler of Gertrude, kind of like that cop in Terminator. I wasn't sure if I was running slow because of the spin making my tires hot, or if this Ferrari just had better pace than I did. Eventually though, if we skip ahead, after dragging him around for a few laps, I decided to just let him by, as he would almost certainly catch the car in front of me quicker, and depending on their battle, I could regain that 1 position that I just yielded, or maybe 2 if they get a little adventurous. But we're going to go ahead and skip ahead. We gained 2 positions from people exceeding the track limits and getting drive-through penalties, and the Ferrari is now on the tail of the Audi, and I was hoping he didn't make his move through turn 8 here, because I was a little too far back to be able to take advantage of it. But as we exit turn 8, the Ferrari, I don't think it can get any closer to the Audi. He makes his inside move, which is my signal to do the exact same dive, so I do, and I stuff Gertrude right inside of her cousin. And we're able to secure the inside line, headed into the fast right-handers of Misano. And P11 is ours. And that is how you use faster drivers to gain positions. We went on to finish this race in P11. Voila. I was happy with the result. And let's get to the next race. So we're starting off at the back again in P16, and I think I ran this race at like 8:15 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States, so There was only one split of drivers, so we got a wide range of talent in here, and that's usually when lap 1 is the most exciting. So here we go, green flag, and we've got a BMW and a McLaren to our inside as things get kicked off, and I'm really hoping that they both stick the first turn, because if either one of them drifts out, it could spell disaster for me and Gertrude. But neither of them make a mistake, and there's no wreck in front, so I started thinking this might be a clean start. That's what I thought until turn 4, when several cars bump shoulders, one pinball is in between, and we sneak up the inside of the McLaren during all of that distraction. So now we're up 5 positions, and it's looking like all the little home wreckers are going to be behind us. And when we close the gap to the Porsche in front of us here at the end of the straight, I noticed that he had taken some damage. Maybe he was one of the people involved in that wreck, one of the first people that got hit, maybe brake too early. So I thought, I might have an easy pass coming up in the fast right-handers after turn 10. So my focus here was to close this gap down as tight as possible and try to get into this Porsche's draft, get a really good exit if I could, but I'm not very good at that turn, so I didn't get a good exit. But as you're gonna see coming up, this Porsche is either heavily damaged or shifting early like in the last race, because we're gonna whip by like it's a GT4 dressed up as a GT3, and I knew I needed to really stick the brakes for the next turn because my line was so tight. We did a decent enough job to go off track but not get a track cut. The ref says it's legal.
This is referee Mills lane. I'll allow it.
Thanks, Mills. So after all that jazz, we find ourselves up from P16 all the way to P10 at the close of the opening lap. And for the next 3 laps, we slowly close the gap to the BMW, and let's go ahead and skip ahead now until they run it a bit wide, which opens the door for Gertrude to step herself in. So we swing it out wide to the right, which is honestly the riskiest position to take through a turn, but most people on LFM are pretty decent drivers, including the BMW, kept a nice tight line and took his car to the pits. So for the remainder of the race, we basically just hot lapped and gained 2 more positions from people receiving drive-through penalties for track cuts, and we went on to finish in P7, up a total of 9 places from P16. And honestly, I had a good time in both of these races, and that's really all I can ask for. If you haven't signed up for lowfuelmotorsport.com yet, go ahead and do yourself the favor of taking the time to earn your license. I know it's hard if you're slower like me, but I promise it'll make you a better driver, and you'll have the ability to leave public lobbies behind forever. Think about it. No more punters with no consequences. Wouldn't that be grand? Alright, yeah, that's it for today. So we'll skip to the end of the race here. That's probably it for the rest of the week as well. I'll be sure to get a video from Low Fuel Motorsport on Kyalami early next week, maybe Monday or Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. As always, thank you for watching Slow to Pro. I'm Del Robin Jr. III, and you guys have the kind of day you want to have.